want to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the YAHAWASHI, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And this is Revelations chapter 19, verse 9. And he saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou doest not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, that I have, it says that I that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. Let me grab this real quick. I'm waiting for the app to come up. So this is the book of Sirach 39 and 1. So it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy. Salakia. So going into the book of 2nd Esdras, Salakia, this phone's a little slow. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. I'll start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So this is the prophecies that is spoken of in the scriptures that's going to take place in the near future to come. And as you can see, is that there's events that's happening in the world to show that these things will come to fruition real soon. If you could see that the economy is bad, if you could see that people are getting evicted, if you could see that there's a shortage of food, and you know they're claiming that the water levels in Lake Mead and you know other places like in Colorado, etc., is actually gaining water instead of losing water. But we know what that's a temporary thing. Like the scripture says, it says though it might tarry, wait for it, for it shall not tarry. So we know that there's events that's going to happen in the world that's going to lead up to what the scriptures are prophesying about. When it talks about it says one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. It's talking about the sedition of men. It's talking about invading one another. It's talking about these people coming up against their kings and their princes, which means they're going to be coming up against the president, the vice president, Congress, senators, mayors. They're going to come against these, what they will call their so-called leaders. Why? Because they're going to see that they are going to be put in a predicament where they're not going to be able to see a way out of it. Like, for example, when these gas prices start going up again, because what I think the U.S. is getting their oil from Canada, Mexico, and I want to say I think they're getting their oil from 3 places. I don't know if they're still getting their oil from Saudi Arabia. I gotta look it up, but I know they're getting the oil from Mexico and I believe Canada or Colombia. It's one of those. Salaki, bear with me for a second. So yeah, in 2023, the top 5 sources that the U.S. is getting their crude oil from is from imported as Canada, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Colombia, and Iraq. And they're getting from Canada, they're getting 1.0 Salakia, I don't know why I'm saying one. They're getting 4 million barrels. Mexico, they're getting 709,000 barrels. Saudi Arabia, they're getting 303,000. Colombia, they're getting 211,000. And Iraq, they're getting 194. So those numbers will soon begin to dwindle. And what happens when those numbers dwindle? Well, gas prices will have to go up. Now it's going to begin to be difficult for people to travel. And these things are going to take place real soon because it's all prophesied in the scriptures. Right? So again, 2nd Ezra 15 and where we stop at 17. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Because cities are going to be shut down because of the chaos that's going to be taking place within these borders. They're going to have to close down cities. They're going to have to call in to curfews because eventually you're going to see these people in a situation that they're not going to be able to get out of. So a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled and the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. And in the scriptures, like it's going to go into in verse 9, when you go into Matthew's 24th chapter, the scriptures talk about great tribulation as well. So this is prophesied. This is prophesied in the scriptures to happen. So right now, at this moment, people are in, I would say some people are, look, I just got a notification about Lake Mead. But some people are struggling and going through it. But you got other people that's living life and being happy and what they will call happy and enjoying themselves. Well, eventually those happy smiles and jitters are going to turn into a great sorrow and mourning. Because if we read in the scriptures, man, what's coming to the earth, what's coming really to America is going to devastate a lot of these people because it's going to take them out of their norm. And these people, they're used to doing things the way they are doing now. It's something that's called Stockholm Syndrome, right? So they love to be in this situation. This is their slave master, and they love the way their slave master is treating them. So they want to stay like this. I remember watching an interview years back, and I always bring this up, about there was a Jake that said, look, I want America to be here for another 100 years, another 100, 200 years. Like, Negro, you won't even be here you might not be here next year, You know what I mean? So it's like, how the hell you gonna want America to be here for another 200 years, and you niggas are barely living past the ages of 15, man. So again, 2nd Ezra 15 and 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Because when it's time, when you go into that survival, and I always talk about this, when you go into that survival type of instinct, you're not going to give a damn about your neighbor. You're not going to give a damn about your so-called best friend. All you're going to care about is your family. All you're going to be worried about is your family. And you're going to go into that beast-like state of mind in order to keep them protected. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, is it not? And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. And this is what's coming to the world as famine, great tribulation, sorrows. People are going to be in a sad state of mind on a day-to-day basis when these things begin to happen. Because again, like I mentioned, these people are what? They're going to be taken out of their norm. They're going to be taken out of what they used to, waking up every morning, going to work, getting coffee, you know what I'm saying, getting off work, using the bathroom, going out on the weekends and partying and clubbing. And once all of that is taken away from them, they're not going to know how to maneuver in this world without these things. Hey, look, if they shut off the internet right now, people are freaked the hell out. If they shut off TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, people are freak out, man, because that's their norm now. Now when they wake up, they go in there, wash their faces, they get up and go to work, and the first thing one of the first things that they want to get on is their cell phone. But other than that, I'm gonna end it from there and say Barak YAHAWA, Barak YAHAWASHI, Barak YAHAWA, Barak YAHAWASHI, Bahashem Rukakwadash. Double ones, the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there that's doing this work. In truth and sincerity, I like to say Shalom.